Morning, Becca.
Hello, hello.
Sorry, just a sec.
Yeah, you're good.
Morning.
Morning.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Trying to wake up.
Yeah. That was pretty much just get up, put on the Zoom, make coffee.
Yeah. I was like, wake up, make coffee, and then put the Zoom on. You are in California, right?
I'm in Oregon. So
Oh.
slightly more north, but close. Yeah.
Slightly more. Same time zone.
Yes.
More or less. Okay.
Yeah. Still Pacific.
Hey, sorry, I just had some headphone issues, but
You're good.
Hi, Forrest.
hi. I don't know if we've met outside of this class, but it's good
I've
to meet
seen
you.
your commits on GitHub.
Yeah.
I heard your name from Yunjin
Mhm.
and from David. So, and I don't think we have ever met in person.
Yeah.
Were you in JPL in the last 3 years?
I interned with Eric Fielding and Alex Handwerger while I was doing my PhD.
When was this?
Oh gosh, it would have been, I was in New Zealand at the time. So it would have been American summer, I think, of 2021.
Okay, so that was still COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started April 2019.
Oh, okay, nice.
So I had like a year of regular JPL, and then COVID came in and everything became remote. So things are different, are still different actually.
Yeah. Are you
We
back
were
in the
talking
office?
Yeah, but like we were talking about it yesterday, I think, while we went to grab some lunch. It was like, there used to be a sandwich bar, no? Like we could have gotten sandwiches here now. Like even the cafeteria is like limited. And I think it's because of the fact that the people who work at cafeteria are not there anymore. I guess they quit or they couldn't find people to come in.
Yeah, that's too bad.
My fault. Yeah.
Hello.
Morning.
Hello.
Good evening. Okay. I have a question. Can I share my screen? Okay. Question regarding the setup of area. Okay. I finished all steps. It works with me, but after that, it gave me this error at the end. I don't know why.
N bands equals 1.
Yeah.
Where is plot layer defined? Is that in this notebook?
Yeah. Define book. Yeah.
Did you change anything, or is this the example plot layer?
No, I didn't change anything. No. I only
You
run.
can see 2.2 tops.
Yeah, this is the
RETF
maps.
setup. Okay.
Yeah, I will. Okay, this is a setup. Okay, I didn't change anything. And it downloaded correctly.
Seems to, yeah.
Yeah, and after that. And here, this is the water map. Information, it's okay also. This is topography, it's okay. Yeah, and finally I have this here. This is the final step.
Yeah. Have you tried changing N bands to a different number?
This one you mean? Okay, maybe 2, for example. Okay.
So yeah, it's about the number of bands that if it's in the plot layer, it says if
Yeah.
the number of bands are smaller than 4, then it just creates one row and n bands. But if it's larger than 4, then it raises the exception that you should
Yeah.
be you are seeing. But let's see, I can run that.
So it wasn't working when n bands was equal to 1, correct?
Yeah.
Do you want to scroll up to the third cell in the notebook?
Third one, okay. Two. I think this third one, yeah.
Yeah, this one right here. Your function looks a little different than mine. Where you see the double hashtag loading the data, yeah, down 1.
Yeah.
Mine looks like this. So it's protected in an if conditional. Do you want to try pasting that code and replacing that little section?
Here.
Doesn't look like that should make any difference.
It
Yeah.
looks like it protects, you know, if you've set n bands when you call the function, then it won't try and set it itself, which might protect against having a large number of bands.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you'll just have to fix the indenting a little bit. It doesn't like the white space. This is one of the kind of annoying things about Python is white space matters.
Right, like that.
Bring that list arrays out one tab group. So just backspace it until it lines up with if.
Okay.
Gosh, that's so weird. The indenting seems to be a little off. Do you want to?
I think the if should be back one space.
Oh, is that going to do it?
Yeah. That one's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
No.
No, so good. So we'll go back where you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now go up to where it says if not n bands. Put the cursor right before if and delete one space. If not n bands, yeah. Right before if,
Yeah.
delete,
Before if.
yeah, delete one space, backspace, no,
Mhm.
other way, delete, remove.
Remove. Okay.
There you go. Now go down to LST underscore arrays, 2 lines down, 2 lines down,
Mhm.
and go to L on list, LST, go to the L, place the cursor at the L, 1 line up,
Okay. Here.
yes, now advance the cursor 1 character, right next to the L.
I don't know what you mean.
That's right, other side of the L, move it to the left, cursor to the left, no, left, your other left, other left, other way.
Okay. If you can rotate, because I don't know.
To the beginning of the line.
Okay.
There you go. Now hit the backspace key.
Okay. Backspace. Okay.
Perfect. Now run it.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah.
Now go try and run that thing again. You can just scroll down to the bottom.
Okay. This is the final one.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry. It's 1. Okay. No.
Because you need to yeah, you see, n bands if is not defined here.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, the call function doesn't look right either.
Yeah.
So plot layer call function at the top, go back to cell 3 and we have to fix that one too.
Mhm. Okay.
Why is this different? How is that possible?
I think
maybe.
she's using a earlier version. I think it's dated at the top. I don't know if that's the most recent one.
So if she restarts her server, will she get the most recent version?
Yeah, I think there should also just be another one in the folder without a date next to it that I think is the recent one.
Oh, okay. So you have several options here.
Mhm.
It seems as though you are running a version of this notebook that is not the most recent. There should be a version without that long date
Yeah.
string.
The
Just
one below the dated one here on the left.
This
Yeah,
one?
that one.
that one should be correct and should work.
Okay, thanks. Okay, I have another question, please. Okay, I changed the configuration of top tab. Set. Yeah, I changed it. I changed the region of interest and also the folder which contain images. Okay. And I created another folder, which is here, which is different. Okay. Yeah, and here I have this error for the orbital node.
Because you need to put the Iran earthquake / orbits into quotation marks in the OSCO.ch there. Yeah. So this directory is not created. So up there somewhere you should have created this directory.
Maybe the path is not quite right. So change dir means that you go from where you are
Okay.
to this new location. So maybe
Okay.
if you type, what is it, bang pwd. So if you need to know where you are relative to where you place the directory.
Okay, maybe. Okay, thanks. And also for this this homework, we have this interferogram, or we should provide it.
It says you can use either data that we provide or one of your own interferograms.
Yeah, but I didn't find this one you provide. Where is it?
I think, I don't know what they had in mind, but I think any of the interferograms that are in any of the examples we've given
Okay.
are open to you.
Okay, thanks.
Sure. Looks like you're very active. That's great.
Thank you.
So Becca, have you been handling a lot of these kinds of questions in Slack and other mechanisms?
I've had a couple questions like this. I think most are about the modeling one, but I actually haven't had a ton of like strip map app or topsat processing, which I feel like was a lot of last year.
Yeah, and also I remember, I could be remembering wrong, but I remember a lot of people coming to the quiet hours, the office hours.
Yeah, they were packed last year.
Yeah, but this year, very few people are coming. Maybe it's the time zone issues.
Yeah, I don't know how many people we actually have that these hours actually work for them, unlike last year.
Yeah, it barely worked for me, that's for sure. Any other questions? Yeah, so the resolution of pixels is, there are two factors that one has to consider. One is the intrinsic, and it depends on the product that you're looking at. If you're talking about the SLC, that you get one resolution. If you're talking about an interferogram, you get a different resolution. And if you're talking about an unwrapped interferogram, you may actually get a third resolution. So the resolution of the pixel, if you look at the SAR notebook, that was part of the pre-course, many of these concepts are explained. We did not actually explain them at all because of the limits on time. But for an SLC, the single look complex image, the resolution in the along track direction for strip map Yeah, okay, no problem. The resolution for strip map is given by the length of the antenna divided by 2, roughly, usually a little bit coarser than that. So depending on the satellite, it will change. And also depending on the processing, it might be a little bit coarser than that. But for ALOS, I believe the antenna was roughly 10 meters in length, something like that, in the flight direction, flying in the along track flight direction. So that means the resolution in that dimension for the SLC would be roughly 5 meters. In the other dimension, the range dimension, it can be dependent, it will be dependent on the radar operation mode. And most radars have different modes of operation with different resolutions. The formula for computing the range resolution is basically the speed of light. Well, it is the speed of light divided by 2 times the transmit bandwidth of the radar. And the transmit bandwidth of most radars are in the order of 20 megahertz, 20 times 10 to the 6 hertz, or 40 or something on that order. I think Sentinel goes all the way up to like 100 something megahertz. So for ALOS and StripMap app, I believe it's 14 or 28 megahertz are the 2 bandwidths that they often use. And so if you do C divided by 2 times 28 times 10 to the 6, you get something on the order of 10 to 20 meter resolution. We can do the calculation, but I don't remember off the top of my head what the numbers are. So you have something like 5 meters in a long track and 10 to 20 meters in the cross track dimension. If for the interferogram, generally to make the noise level lower, we have to take looks, meaning we average pixels together, and the resolution of those pixels then becomes commensurately coarser as you take more looks in each dimension. But you can calculate that based on the intrinsic SLC resolution. And then for the unwrapped phase, usually we smooth it even more. So we define some box size, which is larger than the pixel size of the interferogram, do some smoothing to make the noise even less prominent. And that can be variable and adaptive. So it's after that point, it's more difficult to define what the resolution is. But it all depends on how you process the data. And the StripMap app, there's probably some pretty heavy smoothing to get the unwrapped phase. But it sounds like I answered your question, so I'll stop talking. For ScanSAR or TOPS mode, so Sentinel is TOPS mode, and ALOS 2 in particular has a lot of ScanSAR data. The resolution in the long track dimension is not the same as for StripMap. It's not not the length of the antenna divided by 2. It's basically the length of the burst divided by, well, it's the length of the antenna divided by 2, and then there's another ratio that is related to the total synthetic aperture length to the burst length. And that is a little bit involved to go into, but it's usually 20 to 30 or 40 meters in azimuth for those ScanSAR or TOPS mode systems. So they're intrinsically lower resolution in the along track dimension. Okay, any other questions? Questions? I tried to run this time series setup notebook and I realized I don't have an API key.
I'm running that one currently, but the problem was downloading and extracting the data. So it just takes slightly longer than running the other notebooks, I guess.
So. Okay. I opened, I don't think I have an account. I remember doing this last year. I totally forgot all this stuff. All right, never mind. Too much trouble. Any other questions? Morning, Alex.
Good morning. I don't have any questions. I had the same issue. It took a very long time to download everything. And it seems like if you were to stop in the middle and restart, it starts downloading everything again. Like it's not like the others where it'll skip if it's already downloaded.
It skips the downloaded, most of the downloaded ones, but if it's partial download, then it will re-download everything. Yeah.
Okay.
How does it know it's partial?
The size compares the sizes of the file in the cloud versus the file in the system.
All right, clever. Any other questions? just creating an open topography account. That's what I'm doing. So if there are any questions, just chime in. If there aren't any in the next couple of minutes, maybe we can just call it a success and move on to our next. Unable to open InSAR lab. That's interesting.
So Almira, I just finished running the ARIA-TS setup notebook and the plot layer with the latest version that you just opened. That works, and I produced the unwrap stack deformation and bends. That plot layer also works fine. So you should probably try it again with the latest notebook. So it
Okay,
work right now from scratch. It worked and
yeah,
just went
great.
through.
Okay, great. I will leave it. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, go ahead, Subaru. So far, your screen is still black. There it is.
Mhm.
So usually when this happens to me, I just try to restart it.
Yeah, that's what I do
Can
in
you
this situation.
my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
So
When a spawn fails for me, which sometimes happens, I just try it again, restart it. So if you click, maybe you have to click on logout, the top right,
yeah, I did many times this one.
many
Those
times.
times.
Hmm.
Yes. So maybe
Well, if you
space.
reload this page, it will go back to spawn pending. If you log out and there's a shutdown my server option.
Yeah,
Yeah.
try clicking on logout at the top right corner. See, top right. Right next to your name. There you go.
Oh, slow internet
Yeah,
connection.
where are you in the world? Yeah,
Ethiopia, East Africa.
East Africa. Yeah, well, so it's a long way. The electrons have to go a long distance.
It says warning failed container.
Yeah,
As long as it doesn't say error, warnings are fine.
yeah, it's probably just couldn't do what it wanted to do, and now it's trying something else.
Is that problem is limited space or any other problem?
No, I don't think so. It's still thinking. Probably needs to create a complete system for you. It takes a few minutes. Did you have this experience?
I send, yeah, no, it's the first time. I mean, starting from night to night.
Okay.
And I sent a message to France, and he said limited space problem like that.
Huh.
You may have run out of space on your instance, he said. And maybe Alex, he said maybe Alex can help. Something like that.
Oh, so
Right. So I think that means that Franz thinks that basically there are too many downloaded products in his container.
Yeah, I just copy one full, I mean, notebook. Maybe that is the case.
Yeah, the memory on these instances is pretty small. I think it's somewhere in the order of like 12 gigabytes or so. It's not incredibly large. That might be wrong, but
that's the amount of RAM or
that
the
might be RAM. I don't know how much physical storage there is, or like permanent
Yeah,
storage there is.
the RAM
I
is
think-
is 12 gigabytes, and the disk storage is 200 gigabytes.
200. Okay. I'm sure, it's still quite early in Alaska, but I'm sure when Alex gets on, he'll try and help you troubleshoot this.
So is it 200 gigabytes per person?
Yes, per person.
And about how much is this, the time series stack that we downloaded?
Should be only a few gigabytes. Right?
Okay.
The ARIA data products are processed at 90-meter pixel size, so that makes the full ARIA product for a single slice only about 60 gigabytes. 60 megabytes, not 60 gigabytes. So it's you can get a lot of ARIA products in a pretty small space.
Yeah, because I had downloaded all of the ones we're supposed to download, and then I was trying to download some for another area, and it said disk space was full. But I didn't actually look at how much space it was.
But you didn't have problems starting up your server.
No, but I
No.
deleted all of the unnecessary files before logging out, so.
Yeah, I don't know
I
why
would
the server would not start up because of disk space issues. It should not, it should know how to limit itself.
I would think SLCs would be a much bigger problem than ARIA products. ARIA products are about like 50, 60 megabytes, and the stacks we are creating are only virtual files, but the SLCs are 4.5 gigs average, I guess, each.
Yes, yes,
So
the
the
SLCs
SLC
that take it.
download.
And the raw data.
culprit.
Can I stop sharing or let's see the result?
Yeah, I don't think we're learning much by sharing, so you can stop. There, let us know if it comes up eventually.
I've done a lot of processing in my virtual machine. I only used 100 gigabytes.
So Alex, what were you doing that filled up your disk so much?
I'm not sure. Basically I ran the time series setup just for another area. And then when I tried to do the default one, it said there was no disk space. I assumed it was much less than 200.
But maybe what you had done previously filled up the space and you were just working on the margins at that point.
Yeah, but I don't think I downloaded 200 gigabytes, especially because it didn't take that long. But yeah, I just deleted the other location, so everything's fine.
But had you done Tops app and Strip Map app in a number of locations?
No, just the one for the homework.
I don't know why you had so much. So to check the disk space, I guess you bring up a terminal and do DU or something like that. Let's see, how do you bring up a terminal in this thing?
DF for disk space free.
Yeah, but yeah.
DU shows the disk usage in a given directory.
Right. I always use DU so I know where the space is used. Terminal. Yeah. Which is the button to bring up a terminal on this GitLab thing? I don't know why we went to lab.
You press the big plus button up on the top left,
Big plus button in the top left,
or almost the top left.
almost the top left. I clicked on that and just brought up a cell. It's so much better when it was GitHub instead of GitLab.
I like GitLab better once I got used to it. It's this button here.
Which button? I can't see where you're pointing.
Uh,
Oh,
it creates a new launcher, and then you can press terminal.
yeah, I don't have that button. It doesn't show up.
You can do file, new, and there should be new terminal.
Oh, there it is.
New launcher. You can also do new launcher.
Okay,
Or
so
new
while you're
terminal.
while you're sharing your screen, show them how to look at this size.
So DF shows the total disk space. So here I use DF-H to give a human readable version. So it says that the total disk space I have available is 197 gigabytes, and I've used 109. So I've used 56%. There's a bunch of other things here, but you want to look at the home directory here. Then there's DU-S or dash H is helpful because it tells you what. If you just do DU-S, it shows you all your directories, which is not so useful. So I often do it. So I'm in the home directory. I do DU-S sh star. So that now shows me my main geosync directory is at 23 gigabytes because I process Tops app in that directory. I have another directory that I ran some processing in called testing with 47 gigabytes, and the work directory where I work where the strip map app processing and some other things was 39 gigabytes.
And if you add a C to that, then it gives you the totals.
Now finish stays out of storage space.
It's possible that the way these containers, that each one of these little virtual machines is actually a Docker container, and I don't know how exactly it runs it, because the whole OpenSAR lab system has to create a number of virtual machines from AWS and then put these containers into certain virtual machines. But this home storage part is also something that's stored in like a different area, because it has to be saved when you shut down your container. So it may be that they only allocated a certain amount of space from AWS for the storage of, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how it works. It's quite complicated behind the scenes.
Yeah, but it should not fill up so that you can't restart the thing. So we'll have to get that fixed for future years. Anyway, as Forrest said, when Alex at ASF wakes up, hopefully he can expand your space or do something to get you going again.
It says here out of space. I think it is a storage problem.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. Can you describe what processing you had done up to this point? Have you done all the
Done up to top sub up?
TopSat?
Yes. And I just copy one file that maybe creates this problem.
You mean one zip?
Yeah.
Zip file?
The one folder.
One folder. I see.
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe, I don't know what the solution will be. Maybe you have to get a new account, or maybe Alex can do something to
Yeah.
remove
It's,
data from
if
your.
it's possible to delete some file like oh.
Well, since you cannot access the server itself, you cannot delete anything from there.
It's not possible
On
to
your
delete.
computer.
Yeah.
No, I won't show which file I duplicate. or
Okay.
something.
Okay.
I think this one.
TopSap does some fancy ways of setting up a lot of virtual files, so that it keeps the original zip file for the SLC data that came from the ISCE. And if you just copy the whole directory that includes the
I just copy I think, the
processing,
request.
then it might duplicate. It might do something strange with those virtual files.
Yeah.
You're thinking the virtual files will be copied literally?
I don't know. It's possible that they might do something strange. I'm just guessing.
I have
Once you
some
get to the-
connection problem, so I can.
Yeah, that's also a problem.
Yeah.
Once you get to the final merge directory, those are all, I think almost all just plain files. So you can copy those, but some of the a lot of the other files in TopSap are virtual files that point to something else, and it might do something strange if you try to copy those around.
All right, well, hopefully you get your problem solved shortly. You've already been in contact with Franz and Alex, so I'm not sure there's much more you can do right now. Any other last minute questions before we head off? Yeah, I'm gonna drop off so I can get ready for my next meeting. So I'll see you all at 10 o'clock. Bye-bye.
I'm going to finish eating my breakfast, so I'll talk to you later.
See ya.
Bye, Eric. Well,
Okay.
Yeah, just us. So Emre, do you mind if I ask, what are you working on mainly now?
SWAT,
SWAT.
yes. I'm 85% on SWAT and I have 15% to work on ARIA. So
Okay.
most of the time it's just me trying to catch up with like a meeting or something in terms of ARIA.
Mhm.
I'll be right back. My cat just knocked over a glass of water on the table.
Nice.
You can look at
Yeah.
him.
Oh Lord.
Beans.
Come oh,
Yeah.
just licking it too. Oh, no shame.
No, don't lick the table water. You have water in a bowl.
I have one of those things that I have 2 kittens and I have one of those things that like sprouts water from the sides. So they like that
Oh,
kind of water better. No, if I'm drinking a glass of water, they'll definitely poke their faces inside the glass.
yeah.
That's the best water.
Yeah. And they are like getting better water than me. I'm just getting it from the filtered, like refrigerator filter. They get it from the refrigerator and it filters for them again in that bowl, but no, God forbid. And how about you, Forrest? Are you working on a main project in ASF or?
Yeah, I'm one of 2 main kind of embedded scientists on the Hype team. So we create all the on-demand InSAR and pixel offset tracking stuff.
Mhm.
And, you know, I kind of sit in a space just between full-time software developer and like research scientist. So what ends up happening a lot is I help with actually implementing a lot of things scientists want, but also try and translate, okay, this is actually the way people would want to use it. So let's make sure we build that.
Yeah, that's the best way to, that's the best position to be, like to know the back end and also know what people want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And you, Becca, are you, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, go
Oh,
ahead.
no. Well, I was just gonna ask if you're gonna work from like Iowa permanently for ASF, or are you moving eventually, or?
No, the plan is to just work remotely
Okay,
in perpetuity. Yeah. Which is
Yeah.
kind of nice that they allow that.
yeah, it is. Also, I'm just a PhD student, so I still have a few
For the
more
time being.
for the time, yeah. So I've been interning with UNAVCO this summer and last summer. And so that was how I got involved with helping with this course.
Were you a STEL student? At
Yeah.
some point? Okay. Okay. Because I like the InSAR and Oregon dots connected on STEL for me, so yeah. And you're working with who right now? I know Diego Malgar is in Oregon, but I don't know if it's the same university or department.
Yeah, Diego's at Oregon. But I'm working with it's two volcanology people. It's Joe Dufek and Meredith Townsend. They do kind of volcano modeling, which is the other half of my stuff.
Yeah.
Once I actually have the INSAR data, then they come in with the second part. So
What do you
Yeah.
think you want to do after the PhD? Are you thinking the professor route or something more on the applied side?
I still have no idea, which I need to figure out because I am actually on the latter half of the PhD. So
I mean, you don't necessarily have to make up your mind and just follow one thing. You can change your mind after trying one or the other. So
but yeah, I definitely haven't decided yet, but
yeah. I know ASF is always looking for good people. So I'm sure if, you know, you were interested in that route, there'd be an opportunity there.
well, it's good to know that you can do remote because I don't think I could live in Alaska.
Yeah, that was my thing too. I just got done like living in New Zealand and I wasn't about to like move far away from family again.
Yeah, I'm actually going to New Zealand in January because there's the volcanology conference there.
No way.
I'm very excited about that.
What town?
Rotorua.
Rotorua, nice.
So yeah,
You'll have to go to the hot sand beach.
well, that's what we're trying to figure out right now, how much personal time we can kind of allot around the conference to go do things.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go for just 5 days and then turn around and fly back. So we're trying to work that out with the department. Yeah.
the weekend before and the weekend after will give you another 4 to 5 days.
Yeah. Hopefully. That's like what pretty much half of my department is talking about right now, because there's a ton of volcanology people there as we're all trying to figure out how to stay longer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really nice area of New Zealand. I'm sure you'll find a lot of fun things to do over there.
No, I'm excited. I'm just excited to go somewhere. Got to
Yeah.
grad school and then it was immediately COVID, so I couldn't go anywhere for 2 years. So now it's nice to actually, because this conference was supposed to be in 2021 and it had to get delayed twice. So it's nice it's finally happening.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be heading for my breakfast. I'll see you both later.
Cool.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye.